Hi, long time. I've picked HEDJAM back up and I've made some big changes and I really like the direction it's going in. So I'll talk you through what I've done. I've changed the dialogue system to use Fungus, which is like a free community built dialogue system, um, probably built for like visual novels and like dating sims and stuff like that. It can just be used for menus or tree based dialogue like this is fine. I've got 9 characters in my head, and I've built one, two, three, four, five, six. This one's still in development. But basically, I'll talk you through them. The first one's called Diocles, and they control all the global properties. So without Diocles starting and stopping, there's no global metronome. They control everyone playing. So if everyone's playing and you say stop with Diocles, all the music stops. So they stop and start the band. We have random number generated tempos, different scales. So we have like a major, minor, pentatonic, minor second, um, jazz scale, Persian scale, like a Hungarian minor, I think it is, and just an atonal random note generator. So I'm going to go with minor, and yeah, that's what they do. I have ideas for more functions when the music starts playing. We'll be able to do different things with Diocles. Down here we have Atsusi. They control the kick drum, and Atsusi was the name of the 909 the 909 drum machine designer. So we can change the pattern. So there's some presets and randomization. Sequence for polymodal stuff, and the kick synth, so the frequency sweep frequencies and the length. So yeah, up here we have Def, who's like a sick twitchy rat. He's puked in their mouth. They do the snare drum. So we get the pattern, just like the kick, the decay, so the envelope. We have tight, medium, or long decay. A filter, muffled, bright, or random, and a glitch mode. And they're a bit rude. Up here we have Glitchit, who's an insectoid, slightly alien creature. They do the hi-hats, and I try to make it sound a bit like an insect, so it's not a traditional hi-hat synthesis. They have a pattern, decay, resonance of the hats, and the whole thing has an amplitude modulation over, which made it sound a bit more like a cricket making noises. So we can randomize that. Then we have Rocky over here. Rocky is the bass player. So we can do arpeggios, freeform random notes, or we can generate a riff, like a 16-step riff. We can control the pattern of that with preset patterns or probabilities. So this is kind of like a gate that opens and allows the bass to play on certain notes. We can do polymodal stuff again, and we have some stomp boxes here, so we can change the sounds from sine, square, sawtooth. Really happy with the square. The sine and the sawtooth need some more work. We can control the envelope and the filter as well there. That's pretty much it for them. Whoops, I just clicked on Diocles. Here we have Blinksy, and this dude has like a Game Boy sort of thing. That's what the animation will be. I haven't done it yet. They can generate chords. And we can change the timing of those chords using random number generation again in different scales. The length of the chord progression again for most polymodal stuff, and they have some other functions. You can generate a new chord progression within the scale. And they have 2 sounds. I'll probably end up with like 4 sounds. I really like these 2. There's a square wave one and sort of like a slightly distorty kind of sine wave. They've also got this thing called running mode, and I'll show you that in a bit. I'll go back to, they also do melodies. So we have a random melody generator. I can control the probability of population of the melody array. I can change the length of the melody, so how many bars it goes for, or random. I'll keep it short for the moment. And 3 sounds for this: chaotic strings, which I love, night kisses, which is very cute, and ghost noise, which is a bit weird. Over here, still in development, is this one that will allow you to bring in your own WAV files and use different types of playback, randomized playback points or normal playbacks, and we can say how often do we want that to trigger. I think this will really allow people to have their own sound with this. The other stuff is pretty much set to presets, and having too many options makes it really difficult to have like easy to read menus that aren't just like, you know, scrolling lists of stuff. I want to make it easy to use. So let's make some sounds. Talk to Diocles and he can start the band. Let's start with some chords. Cool. Let's do a new chord progression. And running mode does this. So it puts it in 16th notes, but it only triggers them on the in the same timing. And let's get a melody going on. Cool. Let's get the kick drum going. I remember I can change the pitch with the number keys. So if I hit 5, takes it into a G. 1 is C, and I can hold Shift to sharpen it by a semitone. Cool. Different patterns here. Let's get the snare going. It's a bit tight. That'll do. I really need to play with the sort of scope of the number generators to make them a bit more easy on the ear. Like there's not much in between tight and medium decay there. That's fine, I can do that. Let's do a high probability population. And some bass. Generate a new riff. And we'll do the pattern like a high probability generation. The thing I like about the bass one is that depending on the system I use, it sounds really different. So even with the same pattern, the arpeggios or riffs or freeform can provide quite a bit of difference. Let's change the pattern a bit. Generate a riff. Now we can make some changes. Excuse me. Sounds. The length of the melody. Create a new melody, maybe a high probability this time. Depending on how densely populated that is, it changes the decay of the envelope. So if I, go in to make a new melody and have a lower probability of population, the decay is longer. I like that. Let's change the scale to hear that change. Let's do a jazz scale. Let's do an atonal scale. So on top of that, So I'm not sure if I want it to be like a loop, you know, a granular synth sort of loop time stretching thing, or whether I want it to be like triggering hits. I'll figure that out. Let's turn this to the punk mode. Awesome. Things to do next is I need a mixer. I've been told by playtesters. I'm going to make it so when you hit M, a mixer comes up and you can change the levels, panning of each one of these. It might be a good place to move filters as well, so they're not through dialogue. Just bring up the mixer and then I can have a low pass and a high pass filter or something. Not sure yet. And the other thing is I'm going to redo all the animations and probably pick a different color palette. I reckon I do like this because it has a really purple focus and it's quite washed out, but I just wonder if it would be a little nicer on the eye. I got to redraw all the stuff, all the environmental stuff. I'm pretty happy with the characters, but I think like the walls and the floors and all that, I'll make this look very different. So that's it so far. Down here, there'll be 2 more characters. I'm not going to tell you what my plans are yet, but I think this one here will be particularly exciting. If you have any suggestions or if you want to have a go at playtesting this, please contact me. Cheers.